There's a silent war happening inside millions of people right now, and almost all of them are losing. Not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, because they've mastered the art of looking busy while doing nothing that matters. This isn't about someone who sleeps all day. It's far more dangerous. It's the person who wakes up early, makes detailed plans, feels the weight of their dreams, and then spends 3 hours watching TikTok. What happens next is the part nobody talks about. Let me introduce you to a young man named Marcus. He wanted to become a web developer. He had a powerful laptop. He had fiber internet. He had courses bookmarked. He had every resource anyone could ask for. But there was one enemy living inside his own head. This isn't just his story. If you pay close attention, you'll see yourself in it. And by the time we finish, something inside you might finally shift. Laziness isn't rest. Laziness is a slow betrayal of your own future. Stay with me until the very end. And if you're ready to rewire your mindset, hit subscribe on Winds of Thought right now. Marcus was 23 years old. He lived with his family. He had a bedroom, a desk, a decent chair, and a future that kept slipping further away. Every morning at 6:30 a.m. his alarm screamed, and every morning he hit snooze, once, twice, sometimes 6 times, sometimes until 9:00 a.m., when the sunlight felt like an accusation and the day already seemed ruined. Just 5 more minutes, he told himself. But 5 became 30, 30 became an hour. He scrolled, he watched, he laughed at memes. He forgot his own name for a while. But the forgetting never lasted. Then he'd stumble through the morning, no plan, no direction. He'd open his laptop, click on a coding tutorial, then open a new tab for YouTube. He told himself he was learning, but deep down he knew he wasn't learning, he was hiding. Nighttime was the worst. When the house went silent and his phone finally dimmed, the thoughts became deafening. He'd lie on his back and stare at the ceiling. And slowly, the voice would start whispering, "You wasted another day. You're not serious. Everyone else is moving forward without you." That wasn't physical pain. It was something deeper. The ache of knowing you're capable of more but choosing less. The hurt of watching yourself shrink while your dreams stay exactly the same size. The heaviest burden is carrying the person you could have become. He remembered his father coming home exhausted every night. He remembered his mother saying, "We gave you everything. Just focus on your future." He remembered his own younger face, full of fire and promises. And then he looked at himself now, soft, distracted, weak. That comparison burned. But here's what makes laziness so terrifying. It doesn't destroy you in a dramatic crash. It destroys you like water dripping on stone. Slowly, quietly, invisibly. Days become weeks. Weeks become months. And one morning you wake up and realize you're standing exactly where you were 2 years ago. Except now you're 2 years older. One Wednesday evening, Marcus shut his laptop halfway through a tutorial. He didn't slam it. He just pushed it aside. Then he sat in complete silence. No phone. No music. No escape. For the first time in months, he asked himself one honest question. What am I actually doing with my life? No excuses. No blame. No pretending. The answer hit him like ice water. I'm not tired. I'm not busy. I'm not unlucky. I'm avoiding the exact work that would change everything. That moment wasn't dramatic. No music swelled. No light bulb exploded. But something small and powerful began right there. Awareness. For the first time, he stopped blaming his circumstances. He stopped blaming his teachers. He stopped blaming his internet speed. He saw the real enemy, himself. And seeing the truth clearly is the beginning of every real transformation. That night, Marcus didn't make grand promises. He didn't write a 10-page life plan. He just sat in the dark and let one simple decision form. I will stop running from my own life. That small decision was the first crack in laziness's armor. The next morning looked exactly the same. Same room, same bed, Same phone. Same alarm, but something inside Marcus had shifted. At 6:30 a.m. the alarm screamed, his eyes opened. For a few seconds, he just breathed. This was the moment he'd lost hundreds of times before. And right on cue, his mind began its sweet whispering. Just a little more sleep. You can start tomorrow. You didn't rest well. It sounded reasonable. It sounded kind. But this time, Marcus didn't move immediately. He stayed still and simply observed his own thoughts. And he realized something profound. That voice isn't protecting me. That voice is my prison warden. His body felt heavy. The blanket felt like warm concrete. Everything inside him screamed for comfort. This is the truth nobody puts on posters. Change doesn't feel exciting at first. Change feels wrong. Change feels awkward. Change feels like mild sickness. Marcus sat up, not fast, not heroic, just intentional. That tiny movement felt like lifting a car. He put his feet on the cold floor, uncomfortable, real. His mind tried one last desperate pull. Go back. Start Monday. You're not ready. But this time he answered back, not loudly, not dramatically, just clearly. No. One word. But that one word was the first brick in a new foundation. He stood up, walked to his desk, opened his laptop. The screen glowed, and for a moment, he felt completely lost. What should he do? Where should he start? He didn't feel ready. This is where most people retreat. Marcus felt that same confusion. But then he remembered his decision. I will stop running. So he didn't try to change everything. He didn't try to be perfect. He didn't try to become a new man in one morning. He simply opened one basic tutorial. Then he sat there. 10 minutes passed. His mind screamed distractions. Check your phone. This is boring. You don't understand anything. This wasn't easy. This was a fight. An ugly, unglamorous fight. He didn't understand half of it. He made stupid mistakes. He felt incredibly slow. But he didn't leave. 20 minutes, then 30. Then something strange happened. His mind grew quiet. Not completely silent, but enough. For the first time in years, he was actually present. Not perfect, but present. That moment was more valuable than any motivational video, because motivation evaporates, but action leaves footprints. After 45 minutes, he closed his laptop. Not because he was exhausted, but because he'd done something real. Something he'd been avoiding for 8 months. He didn't feel like a hero. He didn't feel successful. But he felt something new. Control. The rest of the day wasn't perfect. He still checked his phone. He still wasted some time. He still felt lazy after lunch. But something fundamental had changed. He was aware now. Every time he wasted time, he knew it. Every time he avoided work, he saw himself doing it. And awareness creates discomfort. Before, he could burn an entire day without thinking. Now, even 30 minutes of distraction started to itch. That itch was important. It kept pushing him back. That evening, he sat down again. Not because he felt like it, but because he remembered his decision. This time it was slightly easier, not easy. Just easier. And that's how real change works. Not in explosions. In small, boring, repeated choices. That night, Marcus lay in bed. Same ceiling. Same room. Same silence. But his thoughts were different. He wasn't proud. He wasn't excited. But he wasn't ashamed either. He felt something simple and rare. Peace. Because he knew one thing clearly. Today, I didn't run away. And that matters more than any victory. Listen to me carefully. This isn't just Marcus's story. This is your story. Right now. You know what you should be doing. You know what you're avoiding. You know where you're wasting your time. So the real question isn't whether you understood the story. The real question is, what are you going to do after this video ends? Because nothing will change until you move, not tomorrow, not later. Now, start small, start slow. But start. The day you stop running from your life is the day your real life begins. Laziness is not relaxing. Laziness is not comfort. Laziness is slow self-destruction. Every time you delay your work, You're not just delaying a task. You're delaying your life. Every time you say, later, you're teaching your mind that your goals don't matter. You are not stuck. You are repeating a pattern. And patterns can be broken, not by motivation, not by watching videos, not by waiting for the perfect day, by action. Small action. Repeated daily. Right now you have two choices. Stay the same. Or change, not tomorrow. Now, stand up. Open your work. Do something, one page, one task, one step. That's enough. Because one step leads to another. Until one day you look back and realize you're no longer the same person. You're stronger. You're disciplined. You're in control. If this message hit you deep, hit that like button right now and subscribe to Winds of Thought. Your future self is already thanking you.